that goes across on this other side, that's your incoming and outgoing air for the TRV system. So it's bringing in the clean air. It'll go through the TRV. It'll strip that outgoing or that outgoing air from its energy and put it onto the incoming. And it, you know, every band board in the home again is insulated with this expanded foam. That's traditionally the worst area of every home construction. If you were to put a, I don't even know what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. But if you were to test the home from the outside, you'd see that that band was where all of the heat was being lost in the home. So we fill those up.
I was looking at my house today and I noticed the corner was like there was a little hole in it. Heat is escaping.
Yes, yes it is. If you don't seal it, it's going out of it. Yes.
Now, I have a question. The black piping is that for gas?
Yeah, that's just insulated. It's just insulated. That black pipe is gas line. Yes.
I have a question. How many bedrooms is this house?
This house, as it sits right now, it's 3. It could be 4 or 5. You could essentially have a bedroom down here because you have egress, and you could have a bedroom on the 3rd floor. Mm-hmm.
What's the square footage?
As it sits right now, 2380, 400.
Each side?
Yeah, essentially. Yep.
It's actually pretty good.
It's a big house.
For duplex, that's pretty good.
Indeed. It's a lot of space. You'll see it as we're going up.
But it's all going up. The square footage is not wide, that's just tall.
Yeah, it's just the 3 floors. And actually 4 floors if you want to use the lower level as a floor.
I noticed they're using hot water heating. Is there any thought processing in using gas firing?
Yes and no. Well, we considered it. The cost was excessive.
Compared to the heating?
Yeah, and essentially this, using the de-superheater in the summer, it's using no energy. So it's a much more efficient system right now.
Right.
The Instant Hot is an energy eater. So in order for us to stick to our claim of wanting to be the most energy efficient, that system works better now. Now if they can make the other systems more efficient.
Well, I didn't know. I know in a couple of my commercial properties we use Bosch tankless units which have a flow meter, so there's no electricity going to them.
Right.
So that in and of itself, the only thing that's heating up is gas.
Right.
So I didn't know if that was something, but like you said, there is a high cost on those units.
They are extremely expensive for a production format. Now, in our custom homes,
Right.
that's what we use.
Renai makes a pretty nice one too.
I had to draw the line somewhere in cost.
Well, yeah.
Where I wouldn't have any problem. I'm sorry.
Renai makes a
Yeah,
nice.
Renai makes a really.
We're now, yeah.
Renai has one that you can do both domestic and heating water on
Sure.
the same unit.
They've got some great products, and we've been talking with them, and we're trying to integrate their systems in. But as a production builder, on our production side, it's very difficult. I got a budget I got to keep, and you know I've got to again be able to market this home competitively to everybody else. So I try to push the envelope everywhere I can, but there's just some places I can't.
So, I got a question. How do you keep people, I had radiant tubing in a commercial building I did, and when we turned the water on, they had shot through the floor and hit it in a couple hundred places. How do you keep people, how do they know where it is in the future, so if somebody comes down here and puts up a wall, they don't accidentally shoot through? How deep is it in the concrete?
It's deep. You're not going to hit it in this floor. This floor probably has 3 inches over top of it. Now, if we did it in a retrofit, for instance, if I don't have it next door, but if the buyer said, look, I want radiant flooring, I don't care, I would cover it and it'd only have maybe an inch, inch and a half over it. There, you might have a problem if you shoot in. There's really no way around that. There's just too much tubing. There's no way for us to just make sure you finish your basement off the whole way you want to.
What we ended up doing was taking a thermal gun and turned the heat on, and we actually found where it all was and
It's a good concept.
create photos, and then people could figure it out going forward. So before you could shoot in the floor, you had to put the thermal gun on the floor. I was just curious as to.
When we call it radiant flooring, how does that work?
There's tubing that laces this whole underneath of this slab,
Okay.
and that tubing will take the heat and it'll shoot heat through the floor, so you don't have that cold temperature trying to get up through the floor. So the radiant floor will keep the cold down and push the heat up.
Okay. So then the flooring that should be no more than 55 degrees, then is that correct or no?
No, this floor will be whatever temperature. It could be 70 degrees, whatever you set it to. So you decide what you want to set it to.
You use, have you ever used ICF blocks for your foundation instead of,
You know, I did an ICF training, and we're looking into ICF. Again, ICF is extremely expensive for what you're getting. I love the product. I wish it was the same price as concrete, but it's just not. For me to concrete it, for me to pour it and insulate it to what ICF would give me in an insulation value, right now I'm still spending a good bit less. So economically, I can't justify it on production. Now again, on a custom home,
oh yeah, I understand that.
I've got a different budget that I need to work
Yeah,
with.
I was just wondering, curious.
It's a great product, I can
If
tell
you
you
looked
that.
at it, considering you did the SIPs upstairs, why you weren't using ICF down here? Okay.
It's all cost driven.
I have a question, bud. The concrete is insulated from the actual ground, right?
There is foam underneath the concrete, yes. There's foam underneath all our pads, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's only a 2-inch. It's not, you're not talking about 8 inches of foam.
Oh,
It's
no.
a 2-inch solid board foam.
I was wondering because it'd be kind of hard to keep the floor heated, so it's like just next to the.
Yeah, I mean, even without radiant flooring, it's still gonna be insulated, so it's still not gonna be freezing cold down here. We're also pushing the temperature in the house and holding all the temperatures, so it will also hold that ambient temperatures down.
Over this insulation, will there be anything like a plastic or anything that goes for extra insulation?
No, there's no insulation that we need more than that to get to what we need to get to. You'll just have dry